how to reverse engineer your manifestations. So they stop eluding you, so they stop being one step away from you, how to bring them into fruition with more ease in this moment now. So let's look at anything we want, anything you want right now. A partner, a job, an income level, a client, a role. I want you to envision that for yourself right now, what it would be like to have that experience in your reality. If it's 10K months, if it's a role on Broadway or on a lead TV show, or if it's a partner. I just want you to tune into what that is right now. And how does it feel to have that thing? Maybe it's joyful, maybe it's ecstatic or in love with life, grateful, connected, on purpose, free, playful, excited about all the possibilities. This is where you must begin your journey. You see, so many people want certain things, the job, the role, the partner, because we think it's going to give us a certain feeling. Ultimately, what we want is a feeling. So why not train our mind, body, and nervous system to feel that feeling now and magnetize what we desire to us? The end product of an experience is an emotion. So your manifestation is an end product of it's a result. It's an artifact of a dominant vibration in your energy field, of what you're emitting to the quantum field. So when you begin to train yourself, and yes, this is a practice. This isn't something that just happens. This happens by profound repetition and showing up every day. And if we can distill this process into not this obscure thing we do over time, but make it, just focus on the day ahead of you, focus on the hour ahead of you, focus on the next 10 minutes, because ultimately you're going to find that, number one, that emotion is most likely not currently dominant in your nervous system, mind, and emotional addictions. And number two, it might be challenging to stay there at first. Why? This is because we've trained our subconscious and nervous system to feel, think, experience, believe other things. And that is from our own childhoods, that's from past trauma, that's from ancestral imprints, that's cultural, that's societal, that's tikkun, what our soul came to the planet to move through and heal. So ultimately, when we begin to train our mind, body, and nervous system to feel these states of being, the experience of having the desired result now, we begin to root that dominant vibration in our lives. And everything that does not resonate with that has to fall away. So a lot of the time when we begin this process, a lot more chaos comes up, a lot of challenges, a lot of problems. And I remember at the beginning when I first began to learn these principles and I was studying with my amazing teacher of Dream Awake Tapping, Jennifer Partridge. I studied with her for 1.5 years, and that catalyzed my own personal journey, but also my career, like just so many things. Like working with her so intensely, I healed my mind, body, and nervous system of like lifetimes of gunk. It was beautiful. It is beautiful because it keeps on giving. I remember when I first kind of began to integrate these principles and play with them in my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this manifesting thing wrong, aren't I? I'm doing it wrong because all this chaos is coming up. Nothing that I quote unquote say that I desire or I'm ready to call in, or I choose to call in. I don't want to say want because that keeps us in the keeps it far away from us, but that I choose to embody and invoke in this timeline right now. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this manifesting thing wrong. But what she told me, which just like blew my mind, was that you're not doing it wrong. It's just that anything that's not in resonance with the vision and vibration you're calling in has to fall away. And those are parts of us. Those are patterns, those are programs. They can be relationships, they can be jobs, they can be situations, they can be places we live, they can be thought patterns, they can be core beliefs, they can be how we talk to ourselves, our own self-concept, our identity. There's a lot of people don't speak about the death process and the grieving process and the constant uncomfortability of stepping into the unknown. We want it to be rainbows and fairy tales and butterflies, and yes, it can be all those things, but ultimately it's a deep, penetrative, alchemical journey, this rebirth and death process of embodying our chosen timeline, our greatest success, our highest joy. And it's available to us right now, right? Which is why, because there's no past, there's no future, it's only now, the generous present moment. There's only now in the quantum field. All possibilities, infinite possibilities exist within the quantum field, which means you can align to that version of you or version of your highest expression right the fuck now. So how do we do this? We begin by attuning ourselves to the energy, the frequency, the emotional resonance of that person. Emotion is energy and emotion, and we can never think greater than how we feel. So in my practice and how I work with my clients and how I've created such magnificent results in my lives is beginning with the energy and the emotion, because the thoughts then come on that frequency. If we try to go from the mind down to the body, it's ineffective. It's a lot of push, it's a lot of hustle, it's a lot of grind. But when we go from the body up, from the nervous system, from the subconscious, remember the body is the subconscious, we are able to wire this into our autonomic nervous system, into our limbic brain, into our nervous system, into our tissues. And that becomes our new habit. That's why tapping is so powerful, because we're attuning to all parts of self at once. And Dream Awake in itself is the most holistic, comprehensive, incredible modality I've ever encountered, that my clients have ever encountered, and creates such rapid and sustainable changes on such a massive scale, so consistently and so lovingly and so safely. Like it's like the pièce de résistance of metamorphic tools that we can tune into. But ultimately, to reverse engineer your manifestations, to begin to plant the seeds, to deepen the roots, to create the foundation of all you wish to receive in this lifetime, because it already exists now. Even knowing that alone, it already exists. The Creator's already given it to you. The universe is given to you. It exists right now. So take the pressure off. You don't have to do anything. What is best to focus on is who you are being. And that begins with our energy and emotion. So I invite you today to drop in to what those emotions are of your desired experience. So if it's abundance, if it's a role, if it's a partnership, if it's a health status, if it's a trip, just tune into the top 2 or 3, 4 positive emotions: joy, oneness, gratitude, in love with life, and begin to teach your body how to feel that now before the experience happens. Our minds don't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. As actors, we know this. As little kids, we know this. We dream dreams every night. We know this. But to train your mind, body, and nervous system, it begins with the energy. It begins with the emotions. And then we get to plant the thought forms and thought patterns that get us where we want to go and send that electrical signal out into the quantum field, magnetize it back to us with our heart, our beautiful magnetic hearts, so we can receive all that we say we desire. And ultimately, when you already have the experience of having it now, there's no separation. You're magnetizing from a place of wholeness. Source, God, the Creator, doesn't go anywhere to receive what it does. It simply is. It's oneness. We're all one. So tapping into those qualities of the Creator of the universe brings all that you desire to you with much more ease, much less stress, and with a whole lot of fun. And again, just make this a daily process and a daily practice, just to begin to train yourself. The subconscious learns by repetition. I invite you to try it today and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear the top 2 or 3 emotions you're committed to feeling, thinking, believing, wiring into your subconscious, your nervous system, and your mind on a daily basis. Mine are in the comments below right now. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share this with a friend, colleague, family member who's ready to reverse engineer their manifestations so they can draw them to them even faster. And right now I have a beautiful sale on all my one-on-one EFT experiences, 50% off 30 minutes to 90 minutes to a 3-week transformative incubator. I have a free connection call if you have questions about which one is best for you. They're all done online over Zoom. You get to keep the recording. There's beautiful practices for integration and embodiment. These sessions can change your life right here, right now, today, for good. I see it. I see it every day. I see it every day. And it's a magical gift to share it with you. All right, beautiful beings. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao. Mwah.